The day I signed my divorce papers, I thought the worst part of my life was finally over. I couldn't have been more wrong. As I stood outside the courthouse, holding a single folder with my new last name crossed out forever, my ex-husband's mother looked at me with trembling hands. Her face had turned completely pale. She whispered, "She didn't tell you?" I frowned. "Tell me what?" She stared at me for several seconds before looking toward my sister, who had just stepped out of a shiny SUV with my ex-husband beside her. They were smiling like they had won some prize, carrying two tiny baby carriers with newborn twins sleeping peacefully inside. The sight shattered me. Just 6 months earlier, I had believed I was building a family with the man I loved. Instead, he had built one with my own sister. My younger sister, Emily. Growing up, everyone adored Emily. She was beautiful, fearless, and always managed to become the center of attention without trying. I never hated her for it. I actually protected her. When she made mistakes, I covered for her. When she cried, I comforted her. I thought sisters were supposed to stand beside each other. Instead, she stepped into my marriage. My husband Daniel always claimed Emily was like family. Looking back, those words make me laugh. There were late-night messages he quickly deleted. Family dinners where they disappeared together for long conversations. Little smiles that I ignored because I trusted them both. Trust can blind you more than lies ever can. The truth finally came crashing down when Emily announced she was pregnant. No one knew who the father was, or at least that's what everyone pretended. 2 months later, Daniel confessed. "I never wanted to hurt you," he said quietly. Those words felt colder than any insult. He admitted he had been seeing my sister for over a year, while kissing me goodnight, while promising we'd have children someday, while planning vacations and anniversaries. Everything we had built suddenly felt fake. I packed one suitcase that night. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I simply walked away. Everyone thought my story ended there, but what I didn't know that day was that the biggest secret hadn't been revealed yet. The divorce moved quickly. Daniel didn't even fight for our house. Looking back, I think he was too excited about starting his new life with Emily and their unborn twins. Friends stopped calling because they didn't know whose side to choose. Some relatives quietly blamed me. "If he left," one aunt whispered, "maybe something was missing." Those words hurt almost as much as the betrayal itself. I rented a tiny apartment across town and started rebuilding my life one day at a time. I changed jobs, started therapy, learned to enjoy mornings without crying. It wasn't easy. Some nights I still reached for my phone before remembering there was no husband waiting for my messages anymore. Then the twins were born. Photos filled social media. Daniel looked happier than ever. Emily posted captions about new beginnings, and true love always finds its way. I blocked them both. I refused to watch my own heartbreak become someone else's fairy tale. Months later, the divorce hearing arrived. I expected paperwork, nothing more. Daniel barely looked at me. Emily stood beside him holding one baby while his mother held the other. That's when everything changed. After the judge finalized our divorce, Daniel's mother quietly asked if we could speak alone. She looked nervous. "I've wanted to tell you this for months," she whispered. "What?" She swallowed hard. "The twins." Her voice cracked. "They're not Daniel's." I stared at her. "What are you talking about?" She explained that Daniel had secretly taken a DNA test after the twins were born. The results proved he wasn't their biological father. I couldn't breathe. "Does Emily know?" She nodded slowly. "She has known from the beginning." My knees almost gave out. Daniel had left his wife, destroyed his marriage, lost his reputation, and sacrificed everything for children who weren't even his. "But why would she lie?" I whispered. His mother looked heartbroken, because she knew if she admitted the truth, she'd lose him. At that exact moment, I realized something important. Emily hadn't only betrayed me, she had betrayed him too. The two people who had destroyed my life had built their happiness on another lie, and lies never stay hidden forever. I didn't expose anyone. I didn't need revenge. The truth was already doing the work for me. A week later, Daniel called. For the first time in months. "I need to see you." His voice sounded completely different, broken, exhausted. We met at a quiet coffee shop. He looked older than I remembered. "I lost everything," he admitted. Emily had confessed after the DNA results became impossible to hide. The real father was someone she'd briefly dated before Daniel. She believed Daniel would make a better husband and father, so she let him believe the babies were his. "I threw away my marriage," he whispered, tears filling his eyes. "I threw away the only woman who truly loved me." I listened quietly. Months earlier, hearing those words would have felt satisfying. Instead, I felt peace. Not happiness, not revenge, just peace. I'm sorry, he said. I know, I replied, but some doors don't reopen. He nodded. For once, there were no excuses, no blaming, only consequences. Emily eventually moved away with the twins. Daniel's relationship with her ended completely. His mother stayed in touch with me from time to time, always apologizing for things that were never her fault. As for me, I finally learned something I wish I'd known years earlier. Real love doesn't ask you to compete. Real family doesn't betray your trust. And healing begins the moment you stop asking why someone hurt you and start asking how you can love yourself again. A year later, I bought a small home with a bright garden. Every flower I planted reminded me that beautiful things can grow after painful seasons. Sometimes people think revenge means making someone suffer, but the greatest revenge is becoming someone their betrayal could never destroy. Looking back now, I no longer remember the woman who cried herself to sleep, wondering why she wasn't enough. Because I finally understood the truth. I was always enough. The people who betrayed me simply weren't worthy of the love I gave them. And that realization changed my life forever.